Any advice for first-time silver coin hunters and silver investments? By saying silver coin hunter, I'm assuming you're talking about looking for silver coins in bankrolls, change, possibly metal detecting. And when you say silver investment, you mean something to put your money into so that you can actually have some value to hold on to in silver. There's really two questions we're going to answer here. Advice on looking for silver in coin roll hunting, and some tips on how to start investing in it. So that being said, if you're looking at silver coin hunting through bank boxes, change, metal detecting, and stuff like that as a means to invest in silver, my advice to you is to stop. For those who would say coin roll hunting for silver coins is not investing, it is. But you're not investing a resource you could get back, you're investing when you can't, your time. Sure, if you watch YouTube long enough, you'll find somebody who has a crazy amount of silver they pulled out of a bank box. But I guarantee you, if you find that person's average of how much silver they're pulling out of bank boxes and how much time they're actually putting into it, those YouTubers looking through boxes aren't making their money by what they find in them. They're making their money off you watching their videos. Now, some of y'all will think it's hypocritical that a YouTube channel with Treasure Hunter in the name would say stop using metal detectors and looking through bankrolls. And I'm not telling you to stop that. Do what you want. As a hobby, it's fun, but if you're hoping to get rich off face value coins you bought in a box, it's probably not going to happen. I'm not saying that as somebody who doesn't know about coin roll hunting. I did it for years and I had fun with it. You can spend that time doing so many other things, whether it be a side hustle like flipping items, Instacart, DoorDash, you name it, and take that money to put into silver. With the same amount of time invested with a side hustle, you'll probably have a lot more money you can turn into silver to show for it. People are a lot more aware of silver coins these days. The interest in coin collecting has really skyrocketed. So people are looking for them. They don't show up as much, and you may average one silver quarter a box. Metal detecting can be a very mixed bag. Unless you hit like a pile of silver, you're probably going to have the same problem. This is not an attempt to shame anybody who enjoys doing that. Do what you love, and maybe you find something really cool. And for new collectors, it's not a bad way to find some common coins that you need for some albums. But I personally believe there are a lot better ways to learn about coins and to invest in silver than going through a bunch of bank boxes. And as for advice for people who want to invest in silver, I'm not going to give you financial advice because legal reasons, but I'll tell you what I do investing in silver, and I'll tell you my opinion on what I think is a good way to do it. First off, I don't put all my money into silver. It's important to have savings. It's important to have some money to actually, use, enjoy life some. And I don't invest in silver with credit cards, and I make sure that I don't have credit card debt before I'm buying metals. It's supposed to be a wealth preservation investment for the long haul, not some short-term quick flip that you can get your money right back out of, because you will lose if you have to sell quickly. For me, I also like consistency in buying silver. I think buying a little bit at a time that is an affordable amount that you really won't miss that much. Doing it on a consistent basis like weekly, monthly, whatever's comfortable, and consistently buy as long as the market's in a reasonable range for silver pricing. And by reasonable range, I mean it's not like skyrocketing to $50 an ounce for a day. But if you consistently buy through the normal ups and downs of silver, you will dollar cost average over time and end up with a great inventory for an averaged good price. I don't try to time the market, but that doesn't mean I don't adjust what I buy at a particular time. If silver's down, I do try to pick up a little bit more. And when silver moves up, I try and scale it back a little bit. But as long as it's trading in a normal range, I like to consistently buy throughout those movements. As for individual item weights, I personally like things between 1 ounce and 10 ounces. Kilos can be okay, they're kind of heavy and clunky, but when you get up into 100 ounces, you're talking a really thick piece of metal. So a lot of people, when they want to buy it, they're going to want to be able to test into the middle of that metal. They're going to have to drill it. And while we're on the topic of testing to see if it's even real, I highly recommend going to a reputable shop or a reputable bullion dealer. Yeah, you might save $5 an ounce by buying from that guy on Facebook who's under spot because he doesn't know what he has. But when you take it to a shop and find out it's actually fake, you've lost a lot more than that. And don't fall into the trap of fractional silver. The premiums on less than 1 ounce silver are astronomical. You're better off buying 90% silver, which is a lot closer to its actual melt value than small fractional silver ounce. Next, I would say try and get as close to spot price as you can, but always acknowledge the fact that shipping costs will add to your per ounce cost. And it might be cheaper to go to your local shop and pay a little bit higher premium and actually get something in hand that day. But honestly, I do recommend going to your shop to buy on a consistent basis and not doing it online. But not supporting local shops, you're actually eliminating a very big key in investing in silver. A lot of people have it for when they need the money or for a longer term investment, but when you actually come to that point of needing it and and if you need it right away, having a relationship and a good rapport with that local coin shop can go a long way, especially if you got the silver from them. And this last one is the big one. Don't get caught up in what the spot price is. The spot price is built off of what a bunch of people on Wall Street who have no interest in owning physical silver think silver's worth to them. And people who are buying silver bullion have very different interests and motivations than the people who affect the spot price. That's why just a couple years ago we saw a spot price that was way lower than actual bullion sales, because the physical demand for silver far outpaced what the spot price said it should be. It's really two completely separate things, but since they are integrally tied together, the spot price will at least be the basis for what a dealer is willing to trade silver at. So if you're spending a lot of your time just to try and find a little bit of silver, I recommend stopping that. Find a way to get some extra money so that you can buy it. That old adage, time is money, really comes into play here. Although you're getting those bankrolls for face value, your time is valuable. And as for buying silver, in my opinion, I like to buy it consistently. I like to scale it based on where the market's moving in those ranges. I like to buy pieces that are easier to move in the 1 to 10 ounce range that don't have a lot of premium to them. I like to get mine from a local coin shop. I mean, partially because I work at one, but even before I worked at a coin shop, I bought my silver mostly from shops because I knew that I could build a relationship and be able to sell it back to them when I needed to. But if you start buying it a little bit at a time and keep doing it, eventually that silver is going to stack up in your safe and it's going to look pretty sweet.